And welcome back to ALTTPR League. This is open. This is the exact same two teams that you just watched. I saw Rambler jump out advance versus Swedish Rubbers. We did have a couple of subs. We have Kuchiri in for pull floats for the Rambler jump out events. And we have Amarith in for Uro on Swedish Rubbers. And we also have a sub in commentary. We have Lumaga joining me. How are you doing tonight, Lumaga?
I'm great. I'm pumped from that last race. It's great to see a double header back to back, and can't wait for this one. We just came off of a hot race.
Speaking of that hot race, Rambler's foul name references last race with Fire Rod Sucks because the Fire Rod was in T-Rock first chest. So that's why his foul name is what it is.
Yeah, these seeds are always going to throw you, but the advantage here is in week 1 of League, of course, it's co-op. So you can take some chances, maybe go to places you wouldn't go and let your teammate know, here's what I found. And we're off.
And that's a key in saying, so there's probably something in Dark Cross. Not completely sure, but there could be. And we have map checks as well.
That was 2 crystals, Eastern and Desert, with a red pendant on Hera.
Is this the same seed that we just did? Because that's where they were last seed.
So in a way, it doesn't quite matter a whole lot about the pendant and crystal layout. This is all dungeons, so you're going to have to go through all of them anyway. Now, you may have to do Ganon's Tower a little bit earlier and then do pendants after that, but we'll see how it shakes out.
Yeah, that looked like it was an 8-pack of bombs for Tier 1.
Yeah, definitely a good tree pull. No need to buy or scrounge up for bombs when you get an 8-pack right off the bat. Also, a bunch of cash thanks to the Houlihan room, which Rambler went into. He walks out with about 225.
Yeah, this is a strat that Rambler did last game. Getting that money from Houlihan, just so that way he can buy stuff, because these seeds can be pretty, especially co-op, can be pretty poor.
All right, so we are having, a lot of divergence here, more than you would normally see in a 4-player race. But of course, you want to cover as much ground as you can here. You've got Amarith heading into Escape while Jim checks out Kakariko. Rambler on the east side of the map. Kuchiri picking up the north side of the light world.
Yeah, we saw this last game from Rambler. Then pull float, where Rambler Houlihan and went to the east side. There's a half magic for Hobojim, and Rambler got blue mail in Saha's closet, and we also get a bow and bombos in Blonde's hut.
And an ether to boot, so that's a pretty loaded Blind's hut.
We have Rambler going into Eastern Palace. I feel like this is a strat that he likes.
Unfortunately for him, with the bow and Kakariko, he's not likely to find a bow here. Does find a glove, so this strategy worked out for him. Get going there early.
Ooh, there's a sword in CAC and the boots in the well, so that is a pretty good pickup right there.
Right, and Kuchiri also in Kakariko, so both teams are going to have knowledge of where those boots are. You probably see Amarith now making a beeline towards those, and once Kuchiri lets Rambler know You'll probably see him make that his next priority. You don't want to be too far behind without boots.
Oh yeah, that's definitely true. And this is turning out to be a pretty alright. Oh my word, there's Master Sword in the back of Tavern. Now if we find the lamp, we could have an agate climb already.
Well, yeah, because there's the moon pearl that Jim found. I missed where that was. Our tracker picked that up for us. And there's a tempered sword at 4 minutes 26 seconds. So this is amazing so far.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, there's a moon pearl in the well.
So stack Kakariko and the glove in Eastern is a nice surprise. Kind of gives.
That is an ice rod in race game.
Oh man.
That ice rod is not buried today.
All right, a little bit of dark navigation for Rambler. This is the final chest he can pick up in Eastern Palace before he has to make his next move.
Oh, and he takes that death. I was concerned with his heart situation there. But yeah, I fear he would save and quit out of there after that.
Well, Jim following suit and going to Eastern, this time with the bow, so we'll see that chest plus Armos, I'm sure, in a short time here.
Yes, and plus
a bottle too.
Yeah, plus I would say that, with Kuchiri knowing or telling Rambler, hey, you have all this stuff in CAC, you need to come here. That probably influenced the decision a little bit as well.
Right.
That's the glorious thing about InfoShare is that you get to know where all the good stuff is and just go there. The bad thing is it could also potentially have you with little hearts.
Yeah, you really have to know your teammate in InfoShare. What are they comfortable with doing? At what point, health-wise and item layout-wise? Because you might want to take some risks yourself, but if your teammate's not comfortable, say doing a low percent cold stare or Samaria blind, they're going to have to find another way to cover some ground. But yeah, communication is definitely key in these co-op matches.
And we have the floodgate check here. Really doesn't seem to be much here right now.
Amarith also going to make the Houlihan try, it looks like. Yeah, and actually, chat pointing out, I mentioned Samaria. There it was. Kuchiri did pick it up in the floodgate chest out of Dam.
Oh, and using those medallions are, using them already to not have to worry with those mini moldworms, cause those can be pretty evil.
And a fire rod. So we're picking up, a lot of items where we can make a lot of good progress. There's a lamp. We know where a glove is. That at least puts the front 2 checks in Death Mountain in play. You could go get the old man.
So we have that. We have Zora that we can do.
You have
once we
Aga.
get
You
the
mentioned
money.
that earlier too.
Yeah, I'm hoping, or for their sakes, I'm hoping that Aga's nothing. That you don't have to go to Aga immediately.
Right. So you'll have to do it eventually, of course, in an all dungeon seed. And in this case, it's not a terrible idea to have one of your runners go do it and scout it out. That's some Dark World access. They get it done first, and can scout out maybe Palace of Darkness, maybe.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we have the bow, so we can at least go a majority of the way through. And there's a book that gives us we can full clear desert. And we have Hobojim doing Dark 2 in Eastern. The more difficult of the dark rooms, but still pretty easy. If you know the layout of it.
Yeah, a lot of ways to kind of make some markers in that room, either with a bow, shoot an arrow. Of course, if he had the fire rod like Amarith found, he could make his way through. But gets through and onto Armos.
Amarith getting hit by the crab, and those crabs hurt, no matter what mail you have. Just what arrows there for Amarith.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're setting up for a water walk. Could it potentially be a double water walk setup?
Yeah, planning to store the water walk using this fake flipper first. Makes it, so does keep that water walk stored.
First try, quite literally.
Oh, don't get hit by those beams. You take a hit in a fake flipper state, you're gonna die.
Oh yeah, and Amarith didn't do all that work just to get hit. Ooh, for powder, now to get out. And there's a water walk. Now I'm surprised Amarith didn't go for the water walk or the fate flipper off of Hobo.
Oh, and she got the 4th heart piece, which refilled her heart and put her back into a swim state.
Now,
back to the water walk state.
Does that negate the double water walk?
I don't know if it negates the double water walk, but I do know that that heart refill takes you out of fake flippers and you gotta re-enter.
Yeah, but there's no need to water walk anyway. There was just bombs on Zora Ledge. And we do see NYRambler doing, as I was suggesting, going ahead and getting into desert.
Yeah, when you find a thread like the book, he's got everything to clear it out anyway. But when you find something like that, take it and, just take note of what's there for your partner.
like Hobojim. I didn't see Dark Cross earlier. It's just $20 at Dark Cross. It looked like.
Right. Rambler was there not too long ago. Did the back and then did Dark Cross in the dark.
Gotta love it.
So Rambler knows there's at least one item over on the right side. So he'll be back for that after he takes care of Landless.
Yeah, it seems like a good play.
Right, because if you get an item here, then only one is over on the right side. You get one item in the compass chest, you don't have to go any further. Saves a little bit of time potentially.
No, that Rambler. Sorry. I was gonna say that Rambler checked to see what was on the ledge, or did he just go straight into it?
He didn't check what was on the ledge after he left. He might have checked what was on the ledge just before he went in, but didn't go grab it. What I was going to mention is Kuchiri took down Armos fairly easily. So we got one boss on each side, both the Armos Knights.
The chat saying that it was a big 20 on the ledge.
There's that one item off a land militia, just bombs, but a crystal nonetheless. It's a good fire rod fight for NYRambler.
Now, I wonder if Rambler will save and quit and orphan it and let Kuchiri. Nope, he's just gonna go ahead and check it now.
Yeah, I would say you have to check this if you're here, because if you're missing something big like key item, mirror, the hookshot, the hammer, you're gonna feel bad having to come back this way.
Well, that is very true.
And he can check it and tell Kuchiri, hey, this is junk. Don't bother.
Then gotta check Vanilla Bit Key.
And now he knows. Now he knows it's not useful for Kuchiri unless he really needs that $20.
Now we have Hobojim heading into Desert to do the exact same thing.
So we've seen a lot of the light world. I think the only thing we haven't seen in Logic is the Death Mountain Ascent and the Spec Rock Cave. Am I missing anything else here?
I'm sorry to interrupt, but Kuchiri's going to Aga.
That's where I was kind of headed here. Is we don't have a whole lot more, and you still need at least a hammer or a glove to get into the Dark World. Barring that, you're going to have to do Aga, so might as well have one person scouted out, and that's what Kuchiri and Rambler decided to do.
I am a fan of this play. So a fan of this. Because that means we get to play a game here in a minute. How many blue balls does Aga throw at us?
Well, there's flippers, so puts some things in Logic, but doesn't open up anything new for us. Not yet, at least.
maybe if Rambler finds like a hook shot inside the Spectacle Rock, that might keep him up here for a little bit. Unless it does not.
No, and I don't think anybody has enough money for Zora himself, so unless you're going to farm a bunch of money, it's Aga time.
Yeah, because I don't think you want to send someone down to that rock that's under the blacksmith or the
ice rod cave?
Locksmith. The locksmith.
Oh, right.
Open up that rock because I think that's the one that has like a whole bunch of money in it.
Yeah, there are a few spots you could farm money. If you have the gloves, there's one under the ice rod cave and one just by the locksmith. If you don't have gloves, I think the quickest way to do it might be go in and out of Blind's hut, go to the basement and pick up those 40, 50 rupees. I have seen people had to do that before. Hey, there's a big wizard zapping poor Zelda to the Dark World. So yeah, let's guess. How many blue balls do you think we're going to see here?
I'm going to say 4. I've liked that number for a bit.
Okay. I'll stick with 1 here.
Of course, the first one in each phase is guaranteed to be hittable.
Yep, he will do 4 of these that have a... well, he will do the 1 that you say is hittable, then 3 with a 50-50 shot of being blue or orange, and then his 5th is always this lightning strike.
So that's already 3 blue balls right there. Is Rambler farming rupees?
Indeed. So in and out of this is going to give him 20 on each dip.
So let's see what's on Pyramid. Oh, just a little piece of love. We actually have both Amarith and Hobojim inside Aga Tower. I believe if I were Amarith, I probably would try the Zora play, just cause they have almost Zora money.
Yeah, I could see the benefit of that, but it's like the only light world check that's left, and you can split up a little bit in in Dark World more than you can just say, one person does Agadim and the other does the farming for the rupees. So you see Kuchiri checking out Catfish, which is certainly the long check here that's available to him. And if it's nothing, then Rambler won't have to do it. But if it's something, then it pays off big. That's not so much.
It's more money for Zora. But the advantage of having that is, hey, you have a portal to the Dark World right there. Alright, so we are going to get our Zora check and see if it is... what is it? Is it going to be a hook shot? Is it going to be Titan Spits? Mirror? Or is he just going to troll us again?
I'm looking for a big scam here today.
He's breaking my heart.
Map check in the Dark World. You got Ice and Swamp are your 5/6, Green Pendant TR, and another pendant on Thieves Town.
I like that layout.
That'd be a pretty good layout for like an open 7/7.
So we do have Amarith heading up to pod, and they have the bow, so they're going to get several checks. If they find hammer, then they can full clear it.
Yeah, that's a big piece we're missing here. So Rambler up on the way to Castle Tower as well. Be the fourth of our runners to do so.
So yes, that looks like it was our logical access to Dark World.
Right.
I hate it when I'm right like that.
It's okay to be right like that sometimes. And when you make those plays, and you happen to be right. So here we got Amarith and Kuchiri battling out together in Palace of Darkness, just separated by a few screens, and go in different directions. So let's see how this layout helps either of them, because you got Kuchiri doing kind of the normal go to the arena, the ledge, and then Amarith hitting the bowlock side first.
This is kind of interesting, especially since we don't have a mirror, we can't, or a hammer. We really can't, easily get back unless we, take a death warp.
Right.
Or just run back. It feels so wrong to just run back. But it's something that can be done. It just feels so wrong.
Yeah, you got to make a choice, especially when you have, 7 hearts and blue mail. The spikes will take 1 heart of damage, but you still got to go through all of that and then get back to where you were. It's a judgment call, and I don't think there's a true right answer to it. Whatever feels right at the time.
We have Amarith heading to the back. Are they gonna PPG? Are they gonna hammer you up? It looks like.
Yep, looking for the pixel to place that bomb, and then once she places it, another pixel she can stand on to launch herself over and through the rail. Perfect.
Very nice hammer jump there. So everything else in here is an item. Because we got compass and map and big key. And the keys, of course. No, it's not very often in a co-op race that you see everybody in essentially the same dungeon.
Right. It's just the way that this one worked out. You're funneled into it until you find something like the mirror, and that'll give you some access to, maybe. What does that give you access to? Swamp, I guess.
Also can give you access to Hera if you want to get there, but Swamp is a big one right now. But we don't have hook shots, we can't exactly full clear it.
We don't have hammers, so we can't get past the first chest, too.
Right.
But since both Swedish Rubbers members are going to have that mirror here coming out of pod, you could send one to Swamp and then send one to Hera. Yeah, chat giving us all the places where mirror opens. Hera, the Ether Tablet, of course. The Bamos Tablet, Graveyard Ledge, K45, others in the south we didn't mention.
Actually, so like. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, we don't have access to Swamp despite having found the mirror, because we don't have a way to get there through the Dark World. We only have Dark World access through the castle.
And Rambler is farming rupees again. This time at the better spot. Yes, Catfish was done, and it was nothing good. So, Amarith and Hera here. Now, no hook shot, so we're not going to see Hera pot this game. So things that they should be looking for, hopefully getting soon, a hammer, maybe, hook shot, or Titansmiths. Those would be very good items for us to find.
Yeah, any one of those three would blow this wide open. Or you could do East Death Mountain, you could do Village of Outcasts, the Hype Cave, all that. Until then, we're stuck on rails until they find that progression.
I would like to see a hammer. That gives us access to a little bit more places to get to. Or if one of them finds a flute, that gives us Mire area.
No mitts.
And no mitts, that's true.
Right, so it's really down to those three. And I didn't notice if Amarith had found an item yet in Hera. But I see no key.
Yes, Amarith got the shield.
And there's one waiting for her in the basement. Other check on Death Mountain here was the Ether Tablet. Kuchiri just seeing Big 20. So off to a great start in this seed, finding a whole bunch of stuff in Kakariko Village, and then forcing you to go to Aga, giving you one bit of progression deep in Palace of Darkness, and then forcing you back up the mountain. This is something.
This seed was just saying, yeah, I'm going to accelerate super quick and then stall on you. And yet again, we have 3 runners in the exact same dungeon.
I think this is among the last chests we can get. Amarith about to pick it up.
And it's a hook shot! Mirror and go to East Death Mountain. We have progression. We have more mobility.
So now it's time to play this game, right? We can actually go places like you say. I wouldn't think. I would think that as soon as Jim picks this hookshot up, Amarith already knows everything about Paradox Cave, and is on her way to Spiral Cave. Jim may not even have to do that and head over to, say, Village of Outcasts right away.
Yeah, because with that hookshot, you can just hookshot over there, over to the area. Also, hit up King's Tomb while you're there, or heading that way.
Yeah, King's Tomb, Graveyard Ledge. There's a few spots you can hit up along the way after crossing that river.
And there's our flute. I'm gonna say Hobojim's going over to East Death Mountain.
Oh, of course.
What divergence are we talking about now?
Well, I think the only real divergence you're going to have is maybe one person check Skull Woods and the other check out Thieves Town, unless you wanted to send somebody all the way around to Swamp and Hype Cave, and the other person check out both of those 2 dungeons. Like, we still don't have a hammer, so can't finish out Palace of Darkness. No mitts, so even though we have a flute, we can't do, ice or mire or Turtle Rock. So not a whole lot of places we can still really go to call it divergence.
Yeah, so I'm gonna guess that Amarith activating this flute, and then we'll probably see them go. I don't even know. I mean, Amarith hasn't done desert, so Amarith could send Hobojim to check those checks over there. Go to route to Village of Outcasts and check the checks along there, and then they go finish out desert. That could be something.
With desert, though, that's a play you might want to combo in with Mire, especially since we know there was no progression over there. So knowing that, Jim and Amarith may have decided, let's hold off on finishing that until we get the Mire access.
Yeah, it looks like Amarith is heading to go visit the scam, Sora, which we already know is nothing.
Hey, a quarter heart's a quarter heart, but it's not worth it for 500 rupees, I don't think. And Jim deciding which number to select. Maybe they're just conversing on what's the best route to go to.
I think they're probably waiting on Amarith to say, hey, either come to Zora or not to come to Zora. So now we're getting that divergence that we're probably going to see, where one will go into Skull Woods and one goes to Village of Outcasts, as you were saying.
Right. It's either going to be one in either of those dungeons, or one does both of those dungeons and the other continues on further down of the Dark World to like Swamp Palace and Hype Cave. Jim and Amarith in just the same spot here, deciding, okay, do we spend the time in King's Tomb? No, there's just a shield. Jim gonna scout Graveyard Ledge, and Amarith gonna check out Bumper Ledge here. So, as somebody mentioned in chat, these runners are leapfrogging over each other in, what checks they can get and skip.
So it looks like, Amarith is going to be the one to head into Village of Outcasts, which means that Hobojim is probably going to go into Skull Woods. And I will be mistaken. No, I'm not.
Nope, there we go. You just
can't
get through that way. Yeah, so looks like Jim's gonna check Skull Woods, and Amarith gonna do the south checks. She's committed to it now. She can't get back up there.
Yep, and what's that? 5 days for 50 rupees. So, Hobojim's not going to be doing that today. It seems like.
Wow, so that paid off, because now Amarith's got those mitts out of K45. Can get back up to Village of Outcasts as soon as she's done here, and knows what checks to get that Jim is scouting out.
And I'm surprised Jim is taking the Death Warp and not mirroring. Looks like I think they have mirror, don't they?
Definitely has mirror. Could have also taken the free ride from a Wallmaster.
We do have Amarith grabbing the smith, the frog smith.
Kuchiri got a little bit turned around here in the Lost Woods. Yeah, only one entrance here in this side of the Dark World into Skull Woods here. So Amarith committing to this smith chain. Took the smith, doing the bat, and has the purple chest in tow. Now with her 4th sword.
Oh, don't spin on Moth. You cannot spin with Tempered Sword on Moth.
Still nice fight from Jim, taken down with a few more fire rod shots. Got Kuchiri headed that way as well. And Rambler on the final fourth chest of the front. Not too much so far.
We are finally getting a little bit of divergence right now.
Oh, and there's a ped check.
Oh, and just some bombs, it looks like. So Ped is dead.
Yeah, dropping off that purple chest, checking out the Bombos tablet. I think the only things left down here for Amarith and the Swedish rubbers would be Hype Cave and then Swamp Palace, if they so wanted to go in there. Neither that nor Ice Palace are looking very desirable, though. Both are going to require the hammer.
Yes, I would take a guess and say that Hype Cave would probably be the more optimal guess route, or alternately, go up to the mountain and go to Dark World from up there, and do Dark Death Mountain. Given it's a mountain climb, but if you and there's our last medallion.
Right, that's a mountain climb. Still waiting on that hammer for, TR access. I guess Mire Shed is an option too. But yeah, we're really getting locked out from a lot of places from that one item. And unfortunately, there's a lot of places it could still be.
It looks like Amarith is going to make the swamp play. Given potentially could be locked into one chest.
And I don't mind this. You almost feel like you'd rather take the chance on this one check, and it may not be hammer, but that feels better than if you wait for that to be your last check and it is the hammer.
Yeah, plus if it's not, you can just mirror out and then you can flute to Mire or flute up the mountain.
Rambler doesn't have enough money for the dig game, so he's gonna have to play the archery game here. And now he's set.
And we have the Mire play. Now, Mire is full clearable, if I'm not mistaken.
We have the
definitely had them.
We have a Samaria. We got the lamp. Yeah, we can do this.
Yeah, and we don't have to worry about what medallion it is. We have all three.
So Chad pointing out something. Rambler had to farm for Zora money. Rambler had to take on the archery game to pay for for the dig game. Does pick up his mitts here, but he has had some money troubles all game, and here Amarith just stumbles across 300 rupees in Meyer's shed. So, a tale of two seeds here.
Yeah, and that goes back to what I said at the beginning of the seed of this race, is that doing that Houlihan plan pretty early, yes, it gets you money, but you're more than likely skipping money throughout the seed because your partner is saying, here are the important items, you can get this if you need. I am still waiting for someone to go up Dark Death Mountain. Which it looks like potentially Rambler could be doing. Yes, it appears Rambler is going up to Dark Death Mountain here.
So if Rambler finds a hammer, say in Hookshot Cave or Super Bunny, that is huge because neither of the Swedish rubbers are anywhere near that. And that would swing things definitely for the I saw Rambler jump out of vents team.
That is true, Brent. Finding the hammer would make this full clearable. Would make T-Rock full clearable, which would be a dungeon that we haven't seen yet.
Mocha, is hammer all we need for go mode? Just I'm looking at the item count and I think that's all we need here.
Hammer is all we need. That is what it looks like.
Yeah. And that's true on either team, it looks like.
Yes, and have we found have you found the items for Amarith in Meyer?
Nope, it's been dungeon items all the way through.
We have Hobojim heading into ice.
And Rambler makes his way up to Hookshot Cave. 4 items here, 2 in Super Bunny. So a dense place to be. Looking for that hammer. Finds a bottle.
I wonder if he'll go into... Well, never mind. No safety items, so really, unless he's got fairies in the bottle, not really a good idea to do Spike Cave. Oh yeah, that's true. No hammer, no Spike Cave.
No hammer. Amarith did find it here in Meyer. So Item in the big chest. That is go mode for the Swedish rubbers.
And as you can see, Hobojim is heading straight there.
Right, did venture into Ice Palace, but as soon as Amarith got that information, Jim knew exactly where to go.
And then decided not to go.
Does not have the Quake medallion. So went there. Amarith has all 3 medallions, but Jim did not pick up the Quake medallion, and I don't recall where we found it. Ah, Hype Cave. Kuchiri also will need to go pick that up. And Kuchiri's probably going to spend a lot more time here in Ice Palace than Jim did, while Rambler's just entering Mire.
And Rambler not killing the pterodactyl while the Quake Medallion animation was going off.
So everything Amarith has left here. Just needs to know where the big key, maybe a few small keys are to get through. But these will be relatively quick dungeons. Kuchiri showing off some of my favorite new tech, the Icebreaker. Couldn't quite line it up. Maybe just heading for the classic IPBJ.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like.
Chad asking us if Kuchiri got hammer. No, actually, Rambler's about to get hammer a little bit later in Mire.
That could be something to think about. Is that without that hammer, Kuchiri could not get past Icebreaker room, or could not get the chest that's in the room with the big rock and the spike.
And we know hammer wouldn't be in there anyway, actually, because it wouldn't be in logic without the hammer. Cheers, got about one more chance here on this bomb jump. No.
I think Kuchiri was just a little bit too high on that bomb jump.
This sprite he's using, the Link's Awakening sprite, is also, a different height than, some of the other sprites that are more common. And if you're used to lining up sprites based on the head or the cap that Link wears, you're going to have a different position. If you're used to lining up on the shadow or the sword position, then it's consistent, but everybody learns a little bit differently. And Rambler on the doorstep of that hammer doesn't have the big key, but has it now. Jim picking up his hammer as well. And Amarith using it to get further into Swamp Palace. Gonna be a quick one, just head straight to the back.
Now, do you know what's the quickest, how fast the fastest person to do Swamp Palace is with Diver Down? So here it can be pretty fast.
Yeah, if you can pull off a perfect diver down and optimize your movements, Swamp is a real easy dungeon, real quick dungeon when you don't have to do left side or any other chest really. Exact timing, I'm not entirely sure though. So Rambler did get into go mode via that hammer. Kuchiri still followed that powder to the bat, but does pick up his 4th sword for that effort. But at this point, they should just focus on clearing dungeons, in my opinion.
Yeah, ooh. Hobojim taking a death, but has fairies. But yeah, I agree. You know where everything is, just go.
Yeah, Jim had that fairy that he pulled out of the Meyer shed just before he entered. Ooh. But watch these two fighting. Vitreous at the same time. Rambler with spins, a little bit more in the NMG strat. Ooh, takes a death. But Jim was standing in place and swinging. When you do that, you make yourself an easy target for those eyes. They will head right for you, and you don't knock them back far enough to line up your next swing. So you got to have a different strategy than just swiping in place on this. Both of them get down Vitreous though.
Yeah, at the same time, Amarith gets down Argus to get their next crystal. So now the seat is really open now. It's like, in what order do I want to finish all of these dungeons?
So Hobojim went kind of the safer route of Skullwoods, Thievestown. Amarith was a bit more aggressive, doing Swamp and Mire. Yeah, I mean they're gonna overlap a little bit. I would imagine that after Ice, it's just gonna be like Swamp Thieves, Pod, and TR, and just wind up at in the mountain. As far as I saw Rambler jump out of vents, they do have a few more dungeons to get, so it's really just about efficiency and how they're going to take these on.
Yeah, it looks like Kuchiri just got their Quake from Hype Cave. And heading the swamp? Not heading the swamp?
Has not done desert yet. Maybe going to do desert first. May not realize that between the two of them, they are in go mode.
I am not sure.
Because if he's not making his way towards Mire... Okay, now he's making his way there to get that hammer.
Does Kuchiri have enough? Oh, that pterodactyl's kind of scaring me.
He was hovering over like a vulture, just waiting to strike, and he did land a hit just before Kuchiri got into mire. That was scary, though. Take your time in this room, Kuchiri. You don't need a death. Sorry.
Fairy.
All right, we're going to get the Helmasaur fight here, but then dueling Cold Stare fights is probably the more interesting show to watch. I always like to see two boss fights and how the runners will handle them.
No, I do like the strat set they're going to start out with. We have them both starting with the bombos, and then with the butter, it makes it a whole lot easier.
It's a trivial fight, and Amarith bullied all three of those puffs into the corner. There was no escape, and she took him down in seconds. Rambler with the Tempered and Fire Rod not too far after. Very good fights for both of them.
Kuchiri about to get their hammer. Get the big key.
Kuchiri went through the lobby after getting that. Could have just hopped down that ledge.
Yeah, I saw him powder the bunny beam. I was curious if they were going to actually take it, but did not.
He just likes to free the fairies, I guess.
So let's look and see what these runners have left. Hobojim's doing nice. Got Hera, TR, and Swamp left. With Swamp, it's not going to be that hard. Amarith's got Paw, which they're in. Skullwoods, TR, and Thieves left. Rambler's got Pod, Swamp, which he's in, and Skullwoods and TR. Then Kuchiri has Desert, Pod, Swamp, Thieves, Ice, Mire, which they're in, and TR. Which I just see them doing TR last. I just got this feeling, you know.
Maybe the only... No, I couldn't even justify it there. The only thing I could think of is... yeah, maybe Hobojim does Hera last, because Amarith already knows there's nothing there, having done it, and it's the last dungeon you're going to do while you're up on a mountain before GT. The other thing I was suggesting, but the layout doesn't work for it, is, you know, if there was another pendant dungeon elsewhere, you do TR, then you do GT, and then you finish out the pendant. We saw that in the last race, actually, where somebody did GT and then finished out Skull Woods.
Yeah, but that just doesn't work in this one.
No, not here.
And Kuchiri taking a death. And that fairy in the bottle got used earlier.
Yeah, so at this point, Jim gonna head to Swamp, and Amarith taking on, I'm sure, Thievetown Skull Woods before heading up the mountain.
Yes. And that was a great combo. Thinking about it in retrospect, that's a great two dungeons to combo together.
Well, that's the big thing that put these two so far ahead was once they got access to the Dark World, all four of them, they had to go to to Pod to get their mirror. But then once they ended up getting hookshot from Hera, Jim took on the Village of Outcast area, and Amarith went in a much different direction. They were able to cover that ground much more effectively than Rambler and Kuchiri, who were a little bit closer to each other, not going in this widespread direction. While we're wrapping up the last few dungeons we have on these teams, let's give a quick shout out to these runners. Right, they're doing great for us here. This is going to be a long season for all these teams. It's only week 1, so you're going to have a lot more to see from them. Go ahead, you see their names in the Twitch chat, and there's also 2 trackers here, Oro and iCure, doing a great job for us. Our restreamer Math Girl putting on this show for us, and of course my co-commentator Mocha Jones. Give all of them a follow. If you care to, you're welcome to give me a follow.
Oh, definitely give Lumaga a follow. He's pretty an amazing guy.
Thanks, Mocha Jones. I think you're pretty amazing too.
Alright, so we have Kuchiri finishing off victorious. We have Hobojim heading to face Argus. Amarith getting ready to go face Blonde, getting the maiden there. And Rambler heading to face King Helmasaur. I feel like this is the boss rush of the game, you know?
Yeah, all you're doing is facing boss fight after boss fight in quick succession. Not quite a rush, because you can always stop and get a potion or some sort of a refill. But yeah, this is the pace of the game at this point. A nearly on-script fight for Amarith. Hobojim taking down all the puffs with two fire rod shots and a spin, and then Rambler knocking off the mask of King Helmasaur. Just about.
And there goes down King Helmasaur. Kuchiri's in desert heading towards the Lamos.
So here's something. We've got just 2 pendant dungeons left for Jim. Got all 7 crystals. And while we might not be going into GT just yet, this is an appropriate time for us to start this game. Moko, we got a game tonight. You want to tell us about it?
Yeah, so when we are entering Ganon's Tower, there are 22 checks where that big key could be. If you guess where that big key is, between 1 and 22, oh no, who knows, 23 could win. Anyway, you will get points beyond our leaderboard and also get a lifetime supply of rando seeds they can redeem at any rando vendor. So Lumaga, what's your guess going to be tonight?
Lucky number 9. Always number 9 for me.
I'm going to go with number 6. That's the last check on right side.
Okay, so I take it you're the kind of guy who goes hope to right side, hoping for a key in the hope room.
Yes.
Okay.
Typically I do.
No, it's an acceptable route, of course. So number 9 for me would be the fire snake room, going hope room to left side. Just my own personal routing.
Thanks, Oro. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks, Oro.
But we will close off the big key guessing game once the first person enters Ganon's Tower. And from that point on, we will begin to count from that person.
And that won't be long. And at this rate, it could be either Jim or Amarith. Jim still has to do Tower of Hera. Not likely to do GT first. So it could be either one of these two on the Swedish rubber side. And don't look now, Rambler also has all of his crystals. Just Turtle Rock left is headed up the mountain as well.
Oh, this is gonna be real good here.
So just like before, we had everybody in Hera, we had everybody in Aghanim Pod, and now we're going to have 3 of our 4 runners up in Turtle Rock simultaneously.
I love it. Given it's so linear that you're gonna see you see the same route for essentially everybody. But it's nice to see everyone in the same place at around the same time.
And Turtle Rock's one of those dungeons where go mode is a non-factor sometimes, right? There's not a whole lot of ways you can do it faster, not a whole lot of checks you can skip. There's a little bit that you can do when you go from the west side to east side. Maybe you don't go to the big chest. You don't do laser bridge, perhaps. But yeah, this is an execution battle through Turtle Rock.
And those chain chops giving Amarith an issue there. Yeah, that was a vanilla bit key. So, yeah, go with that.
Jim taking the quick refill here.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say that. Death refill. I love it.
That's the place to do it. You don't want to get farther in this dungeon without it.
That's pretty nice blonde fight from Kuchiri. And with the knowledge that the big chest was nothing, Amarith takes the shortcut door to get to the back. Another benefit of co-op.
Yeah, had there been a key in there, of course you'd have to get that, but we know that the last key is on Laser Bridge.
Hobojim taking that safety door.
I mean, take no chances, especially against a team where you've got two good runners, right? I know Amarith and a little bit about Jim, but I've seen Rambler play for quite a while. Kuchiri, I know, has been around for a little while too. So you don't take those kind of chances of taking a death, putting yourself behind, and letting the other team catch up at this point.
Yeah, you definitely don't want that. But we're going to have our first Tronix fight with Hobojim.
I love this strategy. Killing him from behind.
Now, I couldn't tell if that was an intentional death from Amarith or just got hit.
Well, she took the safety door. I would give her the benefit of the doubt that it was an intentional death to get a health refill. Trinex down. One more dungeon for Jim. This will be the last dungeon for Amarith, just 2 screens away from Trinex.
And remember, we are going... the big key game is still going on, and we will end it as soon as the first person enters Ganon's tower. Yeah, Rambler checking Mimic Cave. I wonder if they're looking for silvers.
That might be the only saving grace, but I would chance them being in GT rather than spending the time in Mimic Cave. So many more checks for them to be in GT.
And Hobojim is entering Ganon's tower. I want to say that they're probably finding it, finding the big key, and then probably mirror out to go to Hera, since Amarith is right behind them.
That's a good point. Get that knowledge for your teammate, because we didn't see anything in Hope Room. Jim's going to left side, and then once he finds it, or maybe Amarith finds it first, just get that key, and then go to Hera. Good call. So between Hope Room, the Torch, and the Stalfos Room, that makes 7. No big key just yet.
Comes to the Fireball Room number 8. $5. And we're coming up to your check, Limaga.
Yep. Yep, we are going by gyms, no matter what, who finds it first. Because there is definitely a chance Amarith could find it here in the Compass Room, while Jim is in the Rando Room.
I believe that's check number 10.
It is 10. Yes. So check number 10 had our big key. Congrats to Ravis 10, who guessed 10 and got 13 points on our leaderboard. Congrats. And you also win those, that lifetime supply of rando seeds. Enjoy.
Okay. Oh, it looks like they already did Hera.
Yeah, chat pointed that out. The small key was on Moldor, and the basement had hookshot. So, of course, he would have had to do Hera to have that hookshot.
Right. That is indeed right.
All right, Amarith with her key, Jim up in the gauntlet, and Rambler opening the door, heading into GT himself. And Amarth did get that butter sword, so there is a chance you could see her catch up to her teammate, having just a little bit easier time getting up to the top, and then a very slightly easier time on the Ganon fight.
Everyone had to beat Aga 1. It was required.
Yeah, all of our runners did get forced into Aga 1. That was our Dark World access until we found the
Mitts.
hammer. No, until we found the mitts in 45.
Yeah, we had to go to Dark World that way to get the mirror. Where was mirror?
Mirror was in pod. Mirror was in the pod.
Mirror
basement.
and pod to get mitts in K45 to get a second access to the Dark World. To get the hammer in the big chest of Meyer. This is gonna be a fun one for interview. Oh, and Amarth with that triple kill with the Lamos. That was a thing of beauty there.
Quick check just to look for those silvers. We also checked the checks in the mini Helmasaur room, and I would bet that he'd check this last chest over the Moldorm gap, just on the off chance that he finds silver arrows.
And a mark doing the bonk over to the torches in the torch room too.
I gotta tell you, I had never heard of anybody doing that until I heard you describe it, Mocha.
I actually saw that in a race before I started doing it. So I do not take credit for it. But Amarith just pulled it off beautifully.
Speaking of beautifully, that was a pretty good Aga 2 fight. I missed the count on it, but didn't take very long. Alright, and since Aga 1 is down, no need to climb up Castle Tower. You just drop right into the pyramid. Let's take on Ganon.
Oh, almost a triple for Amarith on that one, BT dub.
Alright, very quick cycle into phase 2. Not enough to get the 1-in-1, I don't believe. No.
Into phase 3. And Ganon is going to be warpy today.
So it is going to take Jim a few more spins without silvers to take down Ganon in phase 4 than it will take Amarith. So there is a chance to see both of them on phase 4, and perhaps Amarith could catch up just at the last second. Let's see how this finishes out.
No, Amarith did get the dash strats in on Ganon there in phase 2. Love it. I love that strat. Oh, it looks like the silver arrows were in Ganon's tower.
That makes sense. We saw just about everything else. Couldn't imagine them being in any other location. Alright, Jim will be the first to defeat Ganon, and just has to cross that bridge before we can call this one done. Congrats to Hobojim, who crosses the bridge first, with an official time of 1 hour, 34 minutes, 19 seconds, first overall. GG's.
He's dead, Jim. And shortly after, there's Amarith getting that last spin and holding up the sword and getting ready to cross that 1x3 bridge with that Ganon death. And get those GGs in chat for the Swedish rubbers as Amarith finishes with an official race time GG time of 1 hour, 34 minutes, 55 seconds. Get those GGs in chat.
GG's. I'm not in chat, but
I don't have it up, so it should be ending up soon.
GNG.
GG's.
GG's, Amarith, and Hobojim. This was a very interesting race to watch develop. Any immediate thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, doing 2 in a row like that for me is really difficult because I always get the seeds mixed up really horrifically. So having Amarith there to keep me grounded and remind me where all the items were that she found before I did, it's really helpful. So, best teammates you could ask for, that kind of stuff. Everybody group hug.
Yay. But yeah, it was like just so strangely linear, just like bouncing you all around. Go to Pod to get the mirror after killing Aga. Go up to Hera to get the hook shot in the basement. It was just strange.
Yeah, we're making a comment throughout that whole race. Like, our runners are in the exact same area at the exact same time. Oh, they're in the exact same area again at the exact same time.
Will this seed ever diverge?
Well, actually, we were saying the only way it could truly diverge is if one of the teammates did Thieves Town and Skull Woods, and the other went further on, and that's exactly what happened. And that was a huge difference maker because the ground you covered was able to give you such a lead.
Yeah, because we ended up doing Ride of Thieves, and Kuchiri did Skull, and then I went down, found Myths and Quake afterwards.
Oh yeah, the way we read it was I did both Skull and Thieves while Amarith went onwards, so
okay.
She covered a lot of territory while I was finishing up those dungeons and finding out there was nothing really good in any of them, so worked out well.
Yep, just Jim find all the items, all the people go to all the useless checks and get those out of the way.
Teamwork.
And I do want to call attention that Rambler has also defeated Ganon, crossing the bridge within time of 1 hour, 37 minutes, 29 seconds. GG, Rambler.
GG's.
And we are joined by Rambler.
Hey.
Rambler, any thoughts on this?
This was linear crap. That's all you could say about this. I did find it funny that I'm sitting in Eastern and I'm like, oh, cool, I got the glove. And then Kuchiri tells me from Kakariko, oh, cool, I got 3 swords, I got the boots, I got 2 medallions, I got bow, and I'm like, yeah, okay. But it's funny because the first seed, I mean, I found the boots right away in Saha's hut, and the boots were found right away in the well. So yeah, these were good seeds for that and for that reason. Yeah,
they were definitely a lot of fun to run. As somebody who played both seeds, of course.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I also play both seeds. And
yeah.
Having early boots is always preferred. Which is why I'm taking next week off and not running until it's casual boots time.
Yeah, nobody plays rando to go slow, right?
I'm just waiting for them to put a boots mod into Zelda 1 rando, then maybe I'll play that again.
So, Rambler, Hobojim, how much rando meld did y'all have this seed after playing that first game?
Sorry, how much?
What? How much seed meld? Like, the first seed.
The one thing I noticed was that I pressed the map. I did the map check, and I noticed it was also red crystal in 3 and 4 for it was red pendant 3 and 4 again. And I was like, wait a minute, I loaded the right seed. And then I was like, oh right, there wasn't the key in first chest in the sank. So yes, this is a different seed. But I'm pretty sure in both seeds it was red pendant in Hera, crystal 3 in East, crystal 4 in Desert.
that was the first thing Mocha called out was, are we sure this is the same seed that they played just before this?
Yeah, personally, I had a ton of seed meld. I'm really bad for that, which is why it's so good to have somebody who's so organized as your teammate, like Amarith. She just keeps track of that stuff like crazy. It's some kind of really odd talent, and if she could make a living off of it, she probably should. But, she's got a lot going on in the rando community. Hardest working girl here, I think. But, yeah. She's definitely an asset to the team.
You, Jim?
So, Mocha, you said this was a really interesting seed to watch. Can I ask why that is? Was it just the linearity at the start and then divergence later on?
It was so very linear. That's what I was saying. It's like, yeah, there's the beginning divergence where it's co-op. You two are the two teammates are going to be going in separate directions, but then all of a sudden you're back in the same place, and then you try and go different directions, and you're back in the same place. I just suggest that y'all watch the VOD and
check it out.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I caught up to Kuchiri by the time he finished checking like King's Tomb and Graveyard Ledge, and I was just like, all right, I caught up to you finally. Because he had checked everything up to that point that was out of the way. Like, he did Catfish, he did all that, he did the one-of locations. Well, I think I did Ice Rock Cave, but yeah. And then by the time he was done with Graveyard Ledge, I had already gotten Mirror and gotten Hookshot. I left Flute behind because I figured Flute was only going to be needed if I found Mitts, and I figured this route, Sewer Bunny and Hookshot Cave, when I found the Mitts and grabbed the Flute while I'm up there. So that was good.
Now, I will say, one of the best moments in this race was Swedish Rovers. Y'all were going... y'all had just gotten a hook shot, and were going over to towards Village of Outcasts, and y'all were you're just leapfrogging each other at the same time.
Yeah, that'll happen.
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah. We were trying to figure out where we could both go to cover more ground, but at that point there really wasn't that many checks to do, so we just kind of synced up for a little bit there, which is probably not optimal in terms of co-op races, but sometimes you do what you have to, right?
So why don't we look ahead a little bit to next week? So we know that next week is going to be Open 7-7. Swedish Rubbers, you three are going to face new Hyrule Order, and Rambler, you and the I Saw Rambler Jump Out of Vents team is going to face Land of the Blind. Any thoughts on the matchup for next week?
I'll let them go first if they won this match.
I'll let Amarith comment because I haven't looked at who's on the other teams, to be honest with you.
So we got, I believe, because I was talking to CJ casually about the upcoming races because I've been mentioning to been hanging out with them, I want to fight all of you guys. And it's no, I don't get to fight CJ that week. I believe they're putting up a Penguin and McMonkey, they said, and we'll probably be putting up Oro and Jim, I think it is, by the sound of things. So they're pretty good runners that have just recently come up through the Mentor tournament. I wouldn't put anything past Penguin or McMonkey. They're nothing to joke at. Especially McMonkey. I heard someone clown routed him through a 110 or 116 or something like that.
Yeah, I still don't know how that happened with McMonkey and whoever that mentor was.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, on our side, I know this is probably 1 week I'm taking off. I just have a lot of work this week. And Pullfoot and Yodo, I think, are set for Tuesday at 7. And I think Kuchiri and Wimpy are going to be playing Saturday. So that's what's going on for on our end with our next round opponents. I'm looking forward to my next match because in week 3 we might get to see a rematch from the main tournament of last year with myself and Hacksaw. If you guys saw that at all during about a year ago on the Speed Gaming main tournament, we had 2 best of 3 series. I'm going to give him a rematch because I beat him 2-1 each time. So it's only fair, right?
Seems like it.
That seems about right.
Yeah, should be fun to watch.
Definitely, and just officially, Kuchiri has forfeit. He has declined an interview, but did put forth good effort. I'm sure Rambler, you can attest to the teamwork that you guys put in. We saw some of that happening on screen as well.
Both of my teammates are very new to the community. They both basically discovered the community from watching streams, and they joined Discords, and they joined the ladder, and they race and trying to get better. They're still both very new. They didn't even do Metro tournament. They just went straight to this. So props to them. They wanted to join up a team, and I was sitting on the sidelines. I wasn't playing on Racing League. I was just going to do commentary, but I was like, you know what? I'll team up with you guys. I have experience. I try to be a mentor to two of them, and a little rough around the edges. They're still learning the rando, but it's definitely going to get better as time goes on, because everyone was a newbie at one point.
Yeah, I mean, they weren't too far behind us, and the three of us are reasonably experienced runners, so kudos to them for that.
Yeah, if they just had some deaths on certain bosses, which set them back. I think Kuchiri died on Vidi in this run, and Pool Float died. I forget where. He died in Aga 2 in the one before. But
yeah, I was pretty close to dying to Vidi in this one, too. I mean, I wasn't worried. I just needed to make it exciting for the viewers. No pressure.
Yeah. Yeah, another thing, I was opening chests while I was in Go mode because I knew Kuchiri struggles with silverless cannon, so I was looking for the silvers for him. So I was opening all the chests in Ice Palace, all the chests in Turtle Rock, all the chests, well, not Swamp, because heck, opening the chest in that. And then I missed Torch Clips, so go figure.
Oh, rough.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I gotta run. I got work tomorrow, but thank you for the restream. Thank you to Math Girl and Oro for restreaming and tracking, and thanks to the opponents and commentary. Much appreciated.
GG's to all.
Yeah, GG's, and thanks to all the viewers, of course. And hope you all have a wonderful evening.
Thanks, everybody, and of course, GG's to the teams. Be sure to give them a follow. They did a great job today, pulling off a double header. Been playing a lot of rando for the whole afternoon and evening. Give them a follow. Give our trackers a follow. Oro and Icure, they did a great job for us tonight, keeping track of these races for us. And our restreamer, Math Girl, did a good job. Mocha, you did a great job. I loved commenting with you. We should do it again sometime.
Hey, just let me know. I'll be there, Lumaga. You're amazing.
Awesome. And on the screen, we do have the schedule for tomorrow. You can always, check this out at Speed Gaming. But of course, we do have two leagues: the Open League and the Invitational League. Still plenty of matches to close out Week 1, and we even have some matches scheduled for Week 2 already. Be sure to check the schedule for full details. We'll be having matches for the next 6 weeks and beyond through the playoffs. So stay tuned. Keep watching Rando. Mocha, you want to close us out tonight?
Yes. Again, shout out to the runners. They performed. I love their performances tonight. Thank you, Lumaga, for joining me in this game 2 of this doubleheader between NYRambler Jump Out Events and the Swedish rubbers. Give everyone a follow who's here tonight, and with that, we will see y'all next time. Peace out, y'all.